last train to the Watchtower, no exit. The train had a last call hush to it, the kind that folds around you when the city finally exhales. Mara had learned to read the end of service the way others read newsprint, the way the fluorescent tiles turned jaundiced, the way the overhead lights stuttered like tired eyes. Tonight the carriage smelled of damp paper and old rain. A single announcement crackled soft, oddly intimate, inviting anyone still aboard to board the last train to Watchtower. She laughed once, too small at the name, then pressed her fingers around the strap of her notebook. Something about the platform at Watchtower felt rehearsed, as if it had been waiting for an audience for years. The tiles were cracked in tidy, inevitable patterns. A low stone wall circled a lantern tower that waited like a lighthouse without ocean. When the doors sighed open, air moved differently, cooler, older. Passengers who should have flowed into the night did not. Instead, they hesitated, rearranged scarves, checked pockets, and kept looking back down the tracks, as if they expected another train that would not come. Mara stepped off because the platform had nothing else to offer her. The conductor's voice returned, not from any figure, but from the carriage's speaker and the tower's bronze bell, as if they shared lungs. It spoke her name, Mara, with a familiarity that made her stomach drop. It invited her to step closer, to let the lantern reveal what she had been carrying. A man in an old coat stood on the platform, humming to himself. An older woman traced the pattern of her palm, as if reading a map. No one left. Doors once open side shut and did not open again. The station registered that the world beyond had become optional. Mara found herself holding the brass pocket watch she kept in an inside pocket, though she couldn't remember when she had taken it out. The glass face was fogged, the hands frozen at midnight, the engraving worn smooth to a suggestion of initials. The lantern's beam picked out the metal and made it look older than she felt. The voice, gentle, almost solicitous, asked what she would trade for leaving. No threats, only questions arranged in the careful tones of an administrator. She realized the platform didn't demand money or muscle. It wanted something unnamed, something she had carried like a pebble. Time on the platform elongated. A commuter adjusted his scarf and became younger in the dim light. Another passenger's laugh began and faded into a syllable that didn't belong to the present. The watch in Mara's palm seemed to pulse slightly, as though counting something only it could articulate. Memories suggested themselves like pop-ups. A missed phone call, a train she didn't take, a sentence not spoken. They were not accusatory. They were catalogs, patient, as if the station was assembling a list to offer her back, item by item, for appraisal. The longer she looked, the more certain she felt that leaving required more than movement. Someone tapped the carriage window from the inside, a palm careful and deliberate. Mara turned and saw no one she recognized, only faces that could have belonged to strangers or versions of herself. The conductor's voice hummed a refrain that matched the rhythm of her heartbeat, and then supplied the question that set the platform's mechanics turning. If you cannot leave until you name what you refuse to carry, what will you say? Naming felt like opening a vein to the cold. It wasn't a confession to anyone else so much as a private inventory, a listing of what weight would be shed and what would remain. She spoke softly at first, little things, excuses, missed birthdays, the way she had let opportunities cool into regret. The voice accepted them with the implacable calm of bureaucracy. Then it wanted more precise inventory, the names she had never written down, the decisions she had hidden in the folds of routine. As she named them, the passengers around her shifted in response, as if each admission rearranged the platform's gravity. Yet, with every relinquishment, the watch's hands stayed fixed. The lantern did not promise exit. It promised clarity, a thing that can be kinder or crueler than escape. When she finally stopped naming, a hush fell that felt heavier than the earlier noise. The conductor's voice offered no verdict, only a soft instruction. Step toward the lantern when you are ready. The tower's light arced like a question mark over the platform. She walked. Each step felt like crossing a ledger's line, debts acknowledged, but not erased. At the base of the tower, she looked back once. The train's windows reflected a carriage full of people whose faces in the glass were both absent and familiar. She understood then that Watchtower did not eject or let go. It reframed. Whether that was mercy or sentence depended on what she chose to learn within its light. The lantern swept again, and the doors of the last train closed behind her with the softness of a resolved sentence.